Welcome everyone. Here today in this class we'll deal with this chromosomal theory of inheritance. In the last classes, in the previous classes, we have seen about multiple allelism. We have also seen that is how one gene can affect more than one character. So now today we will deal with this chromosomal theory of inheritance. Before moving to chromosomal theory of inheritance, let us move to the background, that is a history of Mendel's work. We have already studied that here Mendel's work went unrecognized for many years. Here in 1865, in the year 1865, here Mendel published his work. But his work went unrecognized. His work was not recognized. Why? Because here Mendel was a mathematician and biologists did not accept his work. Mendel was a mathematician and biologists did not accept his work as authentic work. Okay, and the second is the factors, the genes which Mendel called as factors, they were not, Mendel was unable to explain them properly. Why? Because there was not sophisticated instruments at that time. Technological development was not that much. So he said that there are some factors which are responsible for inheritance, but he was unable to explain it. What are those factors? How they work? Why he was unable to explain? Because here there was no sophisticated instruments present. But here in the year 1900, Mendel's work was recognized. He published his work in the year 1865, but at that time his work was not recognized, and here he got recognition for his work in the year 1900. He got recognized that okay, this is that is whatever he said was true. And here in 1902, two scientists, their name was Sutton and Boveri. In the year 1902, two scientists named Sutton and Boveri, they came with the theory of inheritance. They came with the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So according to them, according to them, the genes which were called as factors by Mendel, so they are present on the chromosomes. Chromosomes carry those factors. Chromosomes are the ones which carry those factors. So now let us see what are genes and what are chromosomes. So here the genes, what Mendel called the genes. Now we are using the word genes, but at that time when Mendel discovered it, Mendel called them as factors. And he said that factors are present in pairs. We said now for a particular character, two alleles are present, that is for T or T, that is TT, and this small t. For any character, two alleles are present, that is one capital and one small, that is one is dominant and another is recessive. According to Mendel, here the gene will be of two types. One is the dominant one and one is the recessive one. So he called it as factors. He said that factors are present in pairs. That is two types of alleles are there. So based on these two type of alleles, these are the possible genotypes. He said that factors are present in pairs. Now what Sutton and Boveri discovered? So they discovered chromosomes. They said that genes are present on chromosomes. They said that the factors which are now called as genes, those genes which he called as factors, Now these factors are called as genes. These genes are present on the chromosomes. These genes are present on chromosomes. For example, so here this is the chromosome. You take this is the chromosome with 2 arms. This is the chromosome with 2 arms. On these genes, on these arms, genes are located. On these arms, genes are located. So where are these genes present? The factors which are present, here they are present on chromosomes. What Sutton and Boveri said that the genes, they are present on chromosome. This is the chromosome and genes are present on the chromosome, and the location on which the gene is present, so this is called as locus or loci. The place or the location where gene is present on chromosome, that place is called as loci for that gene, locus for the gene. So now chromosomes are the ones which are carrying the genes. The genes are present in chromosomes. He said genes are present, factors are present in pairs. So here also genes are present and they are present on chromosomes, and he said that these chromosomes also present in pairs. So here for this is one chromosome, for this an homologous pair is also present. For this chromosome, a homologous pair is also present. So that means the factors are present in pairs, he is saying. Now what Sutton and Boveri said? Sutton and Boveri said that chromosomes are also present in pairs. Chromosomes are also present in pairs. This is one chromosome and this is its homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosome mean a chromosome which is exactly of the same height, of the same size, of the same height, of the same shape. So here if this is one chromosome, its homologous chromosome will also be present. Homologous chromosome mean a chromosome with the same height, the same size, the same shape. So here a homologous pair is also present. So chromosomes are also present and genes are also present in pairs. So here for example, I said this is one chromosome and this is homologous chromosome. On the chromosomes, genes are present. On the chromosomes, genes are present. This is one allele, this is another allele. This is capital T and this is small t. Said that genes are present in pairs, that is for height, that is capital T and small t. So here also chromosomes are also present in pair, and on the chromosomes genes are also present. Genes are also present. So this was the first point. The next point is segregate during gamete formation. Here in the law of segregation, in Mendel's law of segregation, we have seen that these two, that is if it is this one, if this genotype is like this, if the genotype is like this, so during gamete formation both of them will segregate, both of them will separate. These are the genes which are present in pair. These are the gene which, this is the gene which is present in pair. You just take an example, capital T and capital T. But during gamete formation, for example, this is capital T and capital T. This two is present, okay. But during gamete formation, these two will get separated. These two will get separated. So this is one gamete and this is another gamete. He said that, Mendel said that the alleles segregate, separate during gamete formation. During gamete formation they get separated. Same was said by here, but here they said as the genes segregate now, chromosomes will also segregate during gamete formation. chromosomes will also segregate. This is the capital T small t now. When this is moving, this will also move. These chromosomes, this homologous pair will also segregate. During gamete formation, not only genes but chromosomes will also segregate. This you have seen this during your mitosis and meiosis explanation. During meiosis, we said now in prophase the chromosomes gets condensed and gets its shape, and during metaphase they come in the middle. All the chromosomes comes in the middle, and in the anaphase the chromosome gets separated. The chromosome starts separating. You go through that lesson again, you will be able to understand it. So here during meiosis, during the anaphase of, during metaphase, here during metaphase, the chromosomes comes in the middle of the cell. For example, this is the cell, the chromosomes comes in the middle and form a plate. Okay, and during anaphase, the chromosomes, this is like this, the chromosomes, they will get separated. Half will go to this side, half will go to this side. Segregation will take place, chromosomes will separate. When chromosomes will separate, naturally on this chromosomes, genes are present. On this chromosomes, genes are present. So genes will also segregate. So here Mendel said that during gamete formation, these factors segregate. The same was said by Sutton and Boveri. That is, the chromosomes will also segregate during gamete formation, and when chromosomes segregate now, these genes will also segregate because the genes are present on chromosomes. If the chromosomes means, that means the genes will also get separated here. And the third is, according to this Mendel's, the genes assort themselves independently. According to Mendel, the genes assort themselves independently. Why we are here? This is Mendel's point of view and this is Sutton and Boveri's point of view. Here in this, the Mendel was able to explain about, that is, Mendel said that factors are there, some factors are there which is passing the characters from one generation to another generation. So here those factors which we now recognize as genes, the genes. So according to the Mendel's theory, this was all about the genes, what he said about the genes. The same thing was discovered by Sutton and Boveri, but instead of genes, they have also discussed about this chromosomes. They said that chromosomes are present and on the chromosomes these factors are present. So he is also correct, but he explained only about the genes. Now they explain about chromosomes as well as the genes. This Sutton and Boveri explain chromosomes as well as genes. Okay, so now in the last point, what Mendel said about gene was, genes assort themselves independently. Assort themselves means classify themselves. For example, this is capital A and small a crossed with capital B and small b. Take an example, that is capital A and small a crossed with capital, capital A and small a crossed with capital B and small b. So this A can go with this B, A can go with this B, and A can go with this B. It is independent of this A. This capital A is independent of this A which is beside this. This allele is independent of this allele which is beside it. So it can go with this also, it can classify. This capital A can classify itself with this capital B, and this capital A can classify, can assort itself with small b also. So it can form this combination also, it can form this combination also. So here and this one, this is also independent of this. The small a is also independent of capital A. So that means small a can go with capital B and the small a can also go with small b. So this Mendel said that genes, that is alleles, assort themselves independently in the sense this will not interfere. Both alleles are there now, one capital A, one small a. So both of them will not interfere in other. So if this capital A want to go and join with this capital B, it can go and join with capital B. This A will not say anything, will not interfere. The small a will not interfere. Similarly, if capital A want to go with the small b, it can go. The small a will not interfere. In the similar manner, if small a want to go and join with B, that is classify itself with B, capital B, it can go. This capital A will not stop it. It will not interfere. So that means genes assort themselves. Genes assort themselves independently. These are the genes, two alleles. That is, two alleles means types of genes. So these genes can assort independently. In the similar manner, chromosomes also assort themselves. For example, this is one chromosome, this is its homologous chromosome. Okay, like this. This is capital A and this is small a. Okay, because these are present on the chromosomes according to them. Okay, now crossed with another one, another chromosome. This and this and this. Okay, here on this one, this is capital B, on this one it is small b. So now this can classify like this also, capital A and this is capital A and this is capital B. This can assort with this also. Chromosomes can also assort because these two are present in pairs, these two are present in pairs. So it can classify with it, this chromosome also, it can classify with this chromosome also, like this. This is small b and this is capital A. See here, capital A can go with capital B. This chromosome can also go with pair with this chromosome. This chromosome can also pair with this chromosome. So in the similar manner, the one with small a with capital B and small a with small b. So what he said, what Sutton and Boveri said, that chromosomes are also present in pairs and on these pairs genes are present. So chromosomes also separate during gamete formation in anaphase. Chromosomes also separate during gamete formation in anaphase, whereas in the third point, chromosomes also assort themselves. When they separate now, they can go and classify with any of the other gene. They can classify with any of the other chromosome. So they can assort independently. Same thing is said. Here also present in pairs, here also present in pairs. Here also they can segregate during gamete formation, here also they can segregate during gamete formation. Here they assort themselves independently, here they assort themselves independently. But the thing is, he only explained about genes, and these Sutton and Boveri said that these genes, the factors which Mendel called as these genes are present on chromosomes. They said that these genes are present on chromosomes. So here, like genes, they are present. That is, chromosomes are also present in homologous pairs, and on this pairs, genes are also present on pairs. So when the chromosomes segregate, genes also segregate. So when chromosomes can assort themselves independently, genes can also assort themselves independently. So this was the chromosomal theory. Which theory? Chromosomal theory. Chromosomal chromosomal theory of inheritance. So based on these things which was discovered by Sutton and Boveri, a theory was given which is called as chromosomal theory of inheritance. According to this chromosomal theory of inheritance, here genes are located. Genes are located on chromosomes. Genes are located on chromosomes, and it is the chromosome which carries the gene from one generation to another generation. So we said that characters pass from one generation to another generation. Here characters can pass from parents to children, from one generation, from parent generation to the another generation, that is of children. So this passing of characters is because of the genes. According to Mendel, this passing of characters was because of the genes. Now, according to this chromosomal theory of inheritance, here in this theory, it is said that it is the chromosome which is responsible for inheritance. Why? Because chromosomes are the ones which are carrying the genes. It is the chromosomes which is carrying the gene, and this gene will transfer the characters from one generation to another generation. So this according to this chromosomal theory of inheritance, the sum up of this is genes are located on chromosomes, and as it is located on chromosome, so when chromosomes is the one which carries this gene from one generation to another generation. Okay, so this is the sum up of this theory of inheritance, chromosomal theory of inheritance, which is genes are located on chromosomes, and this chromosomes acts as vehicles. The chromosomes acts as vehicles. On sitting those vehicles, that is chromosomes, the gene will transfer the character from one generation to another generation. This was about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now in the next class, we'll study what is linkage.